Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon, my wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world. You all are highly welcome to this very live presentation, reaching you all the way from the studio of Biafra Unite channel/television this very moment. Today's date is 13th day of the month of August 2026. And the time right now is exactly 10 minutes past 7 p.m. in the land of Biafra. It is 10 minutes top of the hour, regardless of your time zone and where you are joining me from this very moment. I welcome every one of you once again. As I can see your comments in the comment section, please, once I welcome you, do not hesitate to welcome others by hitting the like button and, of course, sharing the link of this very live program to all WhatsApp groups and, of course, Facebook groups where you have joined, that they may know that we have come this very evening to do something very, very significant, or should I say, to do God's work. And towards the end of this very program, we are going to send very important message to someone who has been crossing the line for the past few days now. So please, I want you to stick around till the very end of this very program today. And do not hesitate to let me know whenever my voice ceases to come out. Somebody say no sound. I don't know if these ones are the ones that joined when the voice was not there, or has the voice gone again? Can you hear me, please, as I'm speaking right now, 12 minutes past 7 p.m.? Can you hear me, please? Let me know in the comment section so I don't get confused by those who are just joining now. Maybe they are starting from beginning. All right, we move. Those who are joining me now, please, you need to either fast forward or just wait. You're going to hear. Now, just like as I said a couple of seconds ago, towards the end of this very program, we are going to send message to someone who has been crossing the line for the past few days now, and we move from there. So going by the title of this very program, as you can see on your screen, how it all happened today in the court. And according to the title itself, you can also see it on this screen, which is, of course, the summary of day 7 of our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa's appeal hearing/proceedings, August 13th, 2026. Now, before we move, I'm going to repeat something which I have been saying for the past few days now. Because I knew that a day like this would come. I knew very, very well that a day like this would come, hence the importance of me saying this particular word for the past few days. I want to make it categorically clear. Two reasons why the transcription, or should I say the court update of our Prime Minister, is very, very important to or should I say what we have been doing is very, very important, not only to our people, but also to the world. Number one, We are not selling any information to the enemies. We all can agree that we have one common enemy. No matter our differences, we have one common enemy. And that very common enemy is the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria. Those that they are using to destroy us within are not different from the zoo themselves. Any information the Zoological Republic has, they already have it. So, we are not selling information to anybody whatsoever, because the prosecutor who is prosecuting our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoko in Finland is working for Nigeria. And he has every information concerning the case, but both day-to-day, information about the case, about the proceedings. He has every information, and he cannot hide the information to his client. Nigeria government is his client, and they are working hand in hand on a daily basis. So there is no way, no chance. We are not selling any information to the enemies, as we all can agree that we have one common enemy, irrespective of our differences. Unless you are not clean. If you are not clean that you were sent by the zoo, then that means you are working with the zoo. So if you don't get information from us, you will definitely get information from the Zoological Republic. So this has to be clarified for avoidance of doubt. Now, having said that, it is very, very important, which is the second reason why it is important that we do what we do. Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoko is a prime minister of Biafrans. Not only the prime minister of Brigi, Biafra Republic Government in Exile, he is also the prime minister of over 50 million Biafrans that voted for self-referendum. So, he is not an ordinary man facing charges in Finland. There have been many Biafrans that have faced charges or currently facing charges abroad. Even there in Finland, there were other Biafrans who were also arrested, even during the time our PM was arrested. So, Bob Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoko is a man of the people, and he is the prime minister of the Biafran people. So there is no way the prime minister of Biafran people will be in court of competent jurisdiction without the people that he leads not knowing what is happening with their prime minister. So that is the reason why it is very, very imperative that we do what we do. Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoko, as I have said, is the prime minister of the people of Biafra. And to round it up, these very court proceedings is not a secret trial. If it is a secret trial, the court will not allow people to be there. There were 2 days secret trial, even though they did not call it a secret trial, but we gave it a secret trial because they banned Biafrans from accessing the courtroom. So during those 2 days, we did not know what they said. We did not know what happened in the court, and we did not fabricate any story. We did not fabricate any story. We did not tell Biafrans what happened. I also came here and told us, look, we didn't, because we are not spirits. We cannot know what is going on in the court. You understand me? So nobody was allowed in the court. The only videos we used on those 2 occasions was the videos of our Prime Minister, addressing Biafrans and hugging them. Those are the 2 videos we used in those 2 different days. We didn't say anything that happened in the court because the court proceedings that very day was not meant for public. So, but the ones that Biafrans have been allowed in the court is not a secret trial, and Biafrans have the right to know how the case of their Prime Minister is going in the court. So, everybody must know this and know peace to avoid, for avoidance of doubt. For avoidance of doubt. So, having said this, we are going to, of course, do something. We are going to do something. So let me first of all play this very video from the court. After the video, then we'll take it off from there. There are a lot of things that happened after we shut down our program in the afternoon. So many other things happened. So we are going to watch this very video and then we take it off from there. Please hit the like button as you join me and share the link of this very program to other WhatsApp groups and, of course, Facebook groups where you belong.
Okay. Well, court proceedings. Yes. Prosecutor their own. And their own the very flimsy. You see? Good. Our own side documentation on Kanye. In fact, attorney Tommy did not. That is on a list. All list were fired there. On a TK. So we don't know. He just started from terrorism that is happening in the north. You see? Well, my airstrike. So when we have an argument, airstrike and they are not carelessly. Yeah, have to bomb civilians. Yes. How could you see? So what we do from there? What else? He had by banner hospital na middle belt. Killing of Christians na middle belt. Kind of kita. So I know chamba when you chamba. He had the Cruz. He had the U.S. Congress na they debate about terrorism and Christian genocide. Yes. You see? So why on the way kita? I know where the other prosecutor can okay. Now see when are you going to enter Southeast? I say on way how but and the knife. Because the windy that he's coming down there. Now super that even his that Ebony part of Ebony is the middle belt. Yes. That part of Ebony that is the middle belt. People were forced to be pushed into that part of middle belt without their consent. Without their consent. You see? So so don't say that we've not entered into Biafra land. Yes. The middle belt, part of middle belt is still Biafra land. And when you talk about Christian genocide, it's still affecting the whole country, including Biafra land. You people are saying that Biafra is not in existence. That is still Nigeria. So what are you saying? Why do you want to remove Biafra from Christian genocide? No, the Christian genocide is happening in all over. Exactly. You see? So Obi our people. Obi Sirike. I can get no. Outside Surugede. Outside Surugede. I went Hana Medina Biafra. Yes. I want you to court. Yeah. My people of Biafra. Yes, I know that Finland. We are so happy that PM Nachiganya of Munye now. I forgot free Biafra flag now. Biafra flag now. Up at the house about Tom was. Oh, July, and I only put any.
I don't quite sure I need you for.
Yes. So let's extend it. Just those evidential this thing. I extended it till next week. You see? So I get extended. More the freer than I don't wake in our upper week. Yeah, but more you throw the when open.
Yes, oh, no, forget.
More no G end there. At least I went and I'm ready. BM need here.
Yes, yes.
Exactly.
Yes,
so extension, on one did sure of any date.
On one did sure of any date. If only go to the 26.
27. We hope back next Friday.
Also next Friday, carry present the evidence.
So what's the one case here?
No, one case I so one asked them, Mamma alone and the other sure. I didn't miss sure and I can't need your mother you boom. So woman, Mungana, I know the vice major, I can't lazy. And I can't lazy, I can't I know.
Dalo nurinne. Some people are castigating Adade Oramma. I don't want to say or add Madam Nki, into this because Madam Nki is not a social media person. She's not a media person, actually. Though she does speak, once in a while on social media because she has her own Twitter handle. So she does speak once in a while, like once, but she's not really a media person. So some people are castigating Adade Oramma, but I want to make you understand this. I want to let you know that today was a very, very significant day in the life of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. Today, among all the days he's been going to court, this is the 7th day he's been going to court. Among all those days, today happened to be a very significant day, a day that he would never forget in his life. Ask me why. Ask me why in the comment section. Don't guess, just ask me why, and I will explain to you. Why today happens to be the most significant day to him that he will never forget in his life is because today that his defense began, today that is the day he started defending himself. He started mounting his defense in court. Is the same day that there is technical glitches. The same day that the television was not working, where he's supposed to start showing the court the evidences of whatever he's saying, showing the court what is happening, showing the court how Nigerian government has been annihilating Biafran people, the Igbos to be precise, in order to get rid of the Igbo tribe from Nigeria. Because they believe that if they could be able to annihilate the entire Igbo, then Nigeria will be good. Because Nigeria believe that the Igbos are the problem of Nigeria. They don't want to let the Igbos go because the land of Igbo, they believe that the land of Igbo is very, very important to them because of our blessings, because of our resources, because of the fertile land that God has blessed us with, the fertile land that God has endowed us with. So Nigeria believes, especially the Fulani, they believe that if they can grab the land, then their cattle will have a better life because their cattle are more important to them than the Igbo people or than human lives, actually. So now the target is to eradicate the Igbo race and chase them away. If not, that God blessed us with warriors' mind, that we know how to fight. We know how to fight. We are warriors in Igbo land. That is the reason why it has become impossible for Nigeria to get rid of the Igbo nation. So today, being that very significant day that our Prime Minister will be mounting his defense, unfortunately, the televisions were not playing. They have become technical glitches. Now, when that very message was communicated by the judge very early in the morning as they arrived at court, our Prime Minister became very, very, not just angry, but the mood changed. Because if you go through the history since the beginning of this very appeal proceedings, the televisions has been working all through the times. The prosecutors were, questioning our Prime Minister, showing whatever they have been showing from the Twitter handle of our Prime Minister. They have all been showing it on television, including when they were, scrutinizing his telephone conversations. They have been showing everything on television. So how comes today that our PM started mounting his defense? Then there comes, technical glitches. So our Prime Minister was momentarily depressed in the court. And guess what? He looked front and looked back. Look at the right, look at the back. He saw only two Biafrans. Today, with that depression, with that sadness in his heart, he looked front and back, looked left and right, looked up and down. He saw only two Biafrans, only two behind him in the court. So, any day in his life until he grows old, any day in his life, he remembers that the very first day he started mounting his defense in the court, it was only two Biafrans that were there to comfort him, to cheer him up. He will never, never forget this day. It's a day that he will never, never forget in his life. So those of you who are castigating Adade Oramma, Onokwade making history. He's there, she's there making history. And you are on social media insulting her and castigating her. Shame unto you. Go and talk to yourself. Go and sit down and talk to yourself and say, are you really doing good? Are you really doing good? You are in your comfort zone, using your telephone or whatever gadget you are using, insulting her on social media while she's making history for herself and her generation, including a history that will be written in Biafra curriculum. You understand me? Only two Biafrans were there today to light up his mood. Only two Biafrans, and they are women. So this is the people, this is the time that God said, that not God, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, that when women join the struggle, then lo and behold, Biafra is come. All the men disappeared. All the men are on social media gossiping. Now got somebody. All the men disappeared. It is only two women that got his back. Today, in this very significant day in his life, go and sit back, ask yourself, are you really doing well? Are you really doing well? You understand? So this is a very, very, very important notice for all people to take note. Now we're going to watch the second video and then we'll begin to disseminate the proper information of what transpired today in the court.
Break. You see, so what happened in the morning? Yeah, I know it's a little bit dejecting, but things are beginning to pick up. You see, this lawyer is not like last year's attorney. This one, Tommy have passion for Biafra. That is what we are even discovering. You see, so with the way Tommy is presenting his documentation, oh, our PM is happy. Yes. In the morning, all of us, when that computer stuff happened, oh God, it looks like end of the world. But no, this lawyer is sound. Yes. So it's a different thing that you're just defending. And there's a different thing that you know what you're doing.
Exactly.
Yes, that you want that thing that is happening in Nigeria to be put to a stop. He himself is an activist. That is what we have even found out. Tommy is an activist. The jihadism that is happening in Nigeria, he doesn't like it. You see, so he's putting all his all into this case. So he's apart from Biafra. He doesn't like those killings. You see, so the way he is presenting himself. So the thing is that we have, since the computers are having problem, so they have postponed the showing of evidence, the videos that our PM have. They have postponed it to next week. So we are starting with all the terrorism that are happening in Nigeria, the jihadism, the bombings that are happening in the north. So he's gradually bringing it down to the southeast. You see, so that is how the lawyer is presenting he's starting to presenting PM's defense. You see, so we are now, at least we are happy with the way things are going. You see, the prosecutors. Of course, my at least PM is our double is smiling now. Our lawyer Kukwa Ochi. So all this they even brought up Okwoma's case. So all this throwing of, entering into compounds and causing mayhem there. They are bringing it out, gradually. You see, so Okwoma is being dealt with right now. Okay, so Okwoma kind of kita. So all this like anywhere that this Nigerian terrorist military are causing mayhem, that is the documentation that he's bringing up now, not in videos, but that the ones that are that he can provide, like the one that BBC presented. Even, thank you. Where is this place in Imo State? Tiger Base. Tiger Base, yes. So Tiger Base, case Ekpa. In fact, most of those things that are happening in Imo State, he's beginning to bring it up. Because I need our PMG will say enough is enough. Exactly. So, why do we want to leave Nigeria? So all those small, big, sorry, focus small, paper small, those very sensitive issues. Elaborate in a video. Yes. So turn on the camera. Come on down. I'm on that station on the high. I'm on a pipe. I just on a 5 minutes break. I just want to see nah, even I'm so would you mind? I'm not at the PM, so I'm angry. Oh, no, going to PM. Oh, no, going to PM. Oh, money. So we was when you want to buy chocolate here and many because I am in Kaiji. Yes, and you buy a man called you, which you carry. Sons of God, only everything. Over our lawyer, oh my God. In fact, advice me to what lawyer. That is true. Funkies is in another corner, lorry. Don't you can carry at you. Another back. If you can say for you, or I can so. But you only come out of Brazil and on my phone name. Definitely. The one of the judges, the main judge. The man is excellent. At least only what time may. So we won't lose and was I won't go so many bars.
All right. We continue from there, and now it is time to tell us to give us the transcription of what really, of course, happened live in the court today. So, as you all know, we were live in the afternoon, right? We were live in the afternoon, and we did justice to everything that transpired, both during the first session, the second session, and then I think we ended the program in during the second session, right? So we couldn't continue. We couldn't continue because, first of all, we started having network issues here and there, and then my voice started going there, going there. So we had no any other option than to shut down the program, even though we didn't end the program, as we could have ended the program, or as we supposed to end the program, but we had no any other option. Now, today, the lawyer, of course, our prime minister's attorney, started with the Zoo Janjaweed newspapers. Remember that it was supposed to be visual, hearing, or should I, visual evidences. The evidences were supposed to be aired. Remember, not one evidence. There are a lot of evidences against the zoo that our prime minister has, gathered. Now, they're supposed to be doing visual evidence. So, when that very news was announced, was given, the judge now called Obatobie for negotiation. They asked Obatobie, this particular information was not with us in the morning. So that's why it is very, very important that anytime we do our live program during the court sitting, we have to come back and do the summary. You understand? So they negotiated whether they should proceed or whether they should, how does he want it? Then they decided to proceed with some, newspaper review. The ones that are not, the ones that are that were reported by both Nigerian newspaper and, of course, international news outlets. So the attorney began with the Zoo Janjaweed newspapers, and from the north. He actually started from the north, to be precise, of course. He read all the unalivings in the Northern Zoological Republic, both in the Northeast, the Northwest, and the North Central. The terrorism from the Northeast and all parts of the North, down to Benue State. And then our PM barrister, of course, the attorney, jumped in and also let the judges know that the Nigeria government forcefully, no, our PM himself now jumped in and also let the judge know that the zoo government forcefully gerrymandered Biafrans, the Igbo Biafrans now, into the northern Nigeria, into the Benue State. Because in Benue State, you have people who are speaking Igbo language in Benue, in the lower Benue. That is the reason why sometime in the past, when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said our people in Benue, that we have Biafrans in Benue, and when he said that Biafra did not end in the current Ebonyi, that Biafra ends in lower Benue, they become mad. The zoo politicians became mad. They say, oh, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu want to take Benue State. He want to take Kogi. He want to take everywhere. We came out and we said, no, we are not talking about Benue State as a whole. We are talking about lower Benue, where you have Biafrans, people who are speaking Igbo language, Igbos in Benue State. Our prime minister told them that there are Biafrans who were forcefully, without their own consent, without a referendum, without asking the way they want to belong, they were gerrymandered into northern Nigeria, North Central. And today they are Northerners, but they are Biafrans. And why did they do that? They gerrymandered them to the north, into the north, just to, in order to in order to continue the marginalization of the Igbo people, and of course, to continue to reduce our numbers, and to continue to let them know, to divide the Biafran people, and continue the mind games that they have been playing since after the genocidal war in 1970. So our PM let them know, and these things are public, in the public. So it did not end there. It did not end there. They continued. Please, if you are joining me, continue to hit the like button. Very, very important. So our PM, Mazi Samonep and Joko's attorney, also spoke about Donald Trump. Donald Trump remarks on Nigeria. So our case now, this very case, I am telling us now that even though that Finland, even though Finland was not aware that Nigeria is a country of particular concern in America, they now know. They know today now. So Nigeria is now on the tables of Finland as a country of particular concern. Remember that Finland is a NATO country. It's a country belonging to NATO organization, and America is the leader of NATO. You understand me? So if the leader of NATO has put Nigeria in the list of countries of particular concern, how comes the followers, which Finland is among the followers, or the members, not followers, of course, are not following. How comes the members will say, no, we cannot allow that to happen? Why the leadership has already done the needful. So the attorney reminded the judges that Donald Trump has made remarks over the zoo called Nigeria, and Nigeria has been added as a country of particular concern in America, and also pointed the Al Jazeera publication over the unalivings going on in the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria, both those in the north and also those in the southeast, including those in the west, because they also mention Yoruba. They mention Yoruba as well. Now, it did not end there, of course. It didn't end there. They continued. Our PM's attorney also raised the issue of Ted Cruz. PM's attorney raised the issues of Ted Cruz. Why Ted Cruz blasted the Zoological Republic for, instead of confronting insecurity in the zoo, which is taking the lives of innocent people, innocent citizens for that matter, and stop the Christian genocide, which is happening in Nigeria currently, all over Nigeria, instead of them to tackle these whole things that have bedeviled the country and threatening to destroy the country if it's not destroyed already. Rather, the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria, are spending millions of dollars, not naira, millions of dollars, hiring lobbyists in America in order to silence American lawmakers from speaking about the insecurity and Christian genocide going on in the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria. This is the PM's attorneys doing, and it is marvelous. we love it. Now, let me show us one of the Ted Cruz impact, one of the things that Ted Cruz did, that is, of course, shaking the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria. Zoological Republic. So let me show us one of the things that that our PM's attorney brought to the judge today. And remember, some of the things, some of the newspaper works that the attorney brought today was given to the the zoo the prosecutor to read. So sometimes some of them prosecutor read until he became tired. You know, I told us, how many of you remember? I have been saying it that the attorney is going to run. Yeah, I have been saying it. So that the attorney will run. The attorney will run. You know, and this is just the beginning. Today he read and read and read and read until he became tired. Now, Christian unalivings, Nigeria hiring lobbyists to mask insecurity. Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz. Senator Ted Cruz of the United States of America, USA, has accused President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's government of using public relations lobbying to mask unaliving of Christians in the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria. I'm not going to read further because this is not the main news, right? So there are other outbursts from this senator, Ted Cruz, where he blasted the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria, of leaving the necessary things that they're supposed to do to spend millions of dollars in hiring lobbyists in America. Hiring lobbyists just to stop the American government from listening to their own, lawmakers, their own what do they call it? Congressmen. You understand me? From listening to their own congressmen. That is the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom for you. Now, it did not end there. We continue. So, the attorney of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, also raised the issue of Okwama, as you heard from Our Lady, Madam Unki, raised the issues of Okwama bombings, and now look at what happened. The Okwama community genocide, which was committed by the Zoo Janjaweed terrorist army. In addition to that, our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, also told the court. You understand me? Now, before our Prime Minister said what he said, the prosecutor did something very, very funny. They began to argue that the Janjaweed army had already claimed, that they were not the one. Let me bring it to the screen. That they were not the one that committed that very heinous atrocity in Okwama. Remember, after that very massacre in Okwama community in Delta, the Janjaweed terrorist army of the zoo denied involvement in that very massacre that happened in Okwama community. Now, guess what? They started saying that the Janjaweed terrorist army, when that matter was raised, they said that no, that the army had already debunked the news, which you can see here on a Nigerian newspaper. This is what's this? What's the name of this newspaper? The Premium Times. This is the Premium Times. So this is it. Updated, meaning that they have written something before, then they went back to update it. Now, Nigeria military denies responsibility for retaliatory attack on Delta community, Okwama. You understand? In Okwama community, the Zoo Janjaweed terrorist army deny that they are not the ones that bombarded the Okwama community. Why there are lots of videos, evidence videos that littered on social media, which anybody can find it, anybody can get it, is everywhere on social media. how the Air Force was bombarding Okuama community, unaliving people and displacing thousands of innocent villagers simply because there was a clash between some hoodlums and the Zoo Janjaweed terrorist army, where they claim that they have gone for, peace deal between Okuama community and another one called Okoloma community. Okoloma community and Okuama community, they are neighboring communities that were having land dispute. So what is the concern of the Janjaweed terrorist army with land dispute? Land dispute is a community thing, it's a civil thing. It is something that should be settled between king and king. The king of Okoloma and the king of Okuama supposed to come together and sort it out. If they fail to sort it, they can take you to maybe to the authority, maybe police, or even they can go to court. You understand? Adol have boundary. They will draw boundaries for them. So what is the military doing? We did not scrutinize that very incident. We failed to scrutinize that incident, because we would have scrutinized it. We would have even tried to bring some people from that very community. Even some of them made some videos and, that trended on social media, including some of them that were declared wanted. But we, the media people, especially we, the Biafrans, because Okwam is a Biafra land. So we, the Biafrans on media, failed to scrutinize that very incident. Our prime minister tried as much as he could, but there was no help, because one tree cannot make a forest. He tried to scrutinize it. He tried to bring some few evidences on social media. And remember, I think that was during that time he lost his YouTube page. You understand? So it was a kind of difficult to continue that very scrutinization of that very incident. So it died off like that. And then the zoo had the guts to come out and deny the involvement in that very area bombardment that displaced thousands of innocent villagers in Okuama. So our prime minister told the judge through the attorney that how comes after the problem ensued between the army and some hoodlums, where they said that few number of Zoo terrorist army were annihilated in Okuama, all of a sudden they now came to start killing innocent villagers and bombarding homes, displacing thousands of them. And today Okuama is under ruins. Till today, Okuama is still under ruins. Many years later, Okuama is still under ruins. So now, when the prosecutor tried to defend something that is indefensible, our prime minister now let the judges know. You understand me? Our prime minister, Samuel Ekpa, also told the court, that there were members of that very community of Okuama who were live in Finland last week during the protest. And of course, they were also in the court for few court proceedings. I think it was about two to three court proceedings. Our PM told the court that there were people from that very community that came to Finland. You understand? And don't forget that also Wari's sister was there, because Nekukwama Lekwe Wari. And in fact, the court, the Okwama, is it district court or whatever they call it, where they go to case their case, is inside Wari. You understand? Is inside Wari. If you check it well, you see that Okwama district court, where they go for, if they have anything to do in court, they do it inside Wari. Yotago. So our PM told them that we have some members from that community that was in Finland. So, and then it happened like that, which was another win and another bonus for, of course, for all of us. Now, Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoku also raised the issue of Law Banta. Law Banta. I'm sure that you all remember. You all remember when I asked that question the other day, if it was under this current administration of what's his name, Governor Oti, or under Okezienwe Ikpeazu. And could you believe the day I was saying this about Lord Banta, I never knew that it was going to come up to in the court. I never knew. That is the reason why when you are on the right track, you will be having this type of coincidence. You will always have this type of coincidence. Always. Not like how many days ago, about 2 days ago, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if it was yesterday. I don't think it's yesterday. It was day before yesterday. When I was talking about that incident that happened in Law Banta, all of a sudden today, boom, it appeared in the court. You know, I'm not saying it was because of that one, that my program. Oh, no, because I believe that they have already arranged it before my program. You understand me? Yes. So, but what I'm saying is when you are on the right track, you will always encounter this type of coincidence. Remember when our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa Njoku said that he takes word from the heart of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That very word enraged, in fact, it engulfed, it caused a lot of havoc in the camp of the evildoers, the DOS, led by Chike Dozieha, or should I say the old DOS, led by Chike Dozieha. It caused a lot of which word should I use that befit the situation? It caused a lot of issues within the cabals of the criminal gang of DOS led by Chike Dozie. So now this matter also came up. Our Prime Minister's attorney raised that very matter. That Law Banta, it was our PM himself, said that Law Banta, they found behind cattle market where dozens of dead bodies were found behind the cattle market in Law Banta, which Fulani is completely in control of. And this is happening in Biafra land. It's happening in Biafra land. Now, the prosecutor showed them a Nigerian newspaper publication. Of course. Okay. That is about let me even see. Let me see something. Premium Times reported that suspected residents of Okwama community on Tuesday ambushed. No, not this one. The military confirmed the unaliving of soldiers on. No, not this one. The director of Defense Media Operations, Edward Buba, a major general in a statement on Monday said the community was already deserted even before troops arrived there. Mr. Buba advised those peddling the news of reprisal attacks on the community by soldiers to desist from further dishonoring the following heroes. So we've already done this where they deny the reprisal attack, and of course it is quite unfortunate. They peed on the grave of those that died because evidences are there where Nigerian Air Force was dropping Obunigwe from the sky and thereby displacing people. So there's also another topic that they raised where Nigerian security forces unalive church worshippers and pastor in Omunze, in Orumba West local government area. How many of you remember a certain video that circulated sometime in the past where a pastor was carried on a truck, not truck, normal truck, the wheelbarrow one. There's this what do they call it? That happened in Umunze, where I also used that video for a program where the body of a pastor, people were crying and calling that man name, say, hey, Nekwano Onya, Nekwano, he was a pastor, but he was a local man. The man came from Umunze there. The man came from Umunze there, where they carried the man with pickup. Yes, pickup. They carried the body of that man on pickup. Where were aqua? With Yana that man. It happened in Umunze. I think that was 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. That was 2 days ago. So that very matter was raised in the court. And remember that there are videos of all of these things. Then our prime minister also raised the attorney also raised the incident of Tiger Base, the Tiger Base incident, where Amnesty, they now brought us back to Amnesty report once again for the last time today, which let me try to bring it to the screen because it is very, very important. On Adema Ikuo Igosi. So that ka emere argument ya and the word they argued about, even though we are not going to read it in full, but at least we can read the headline. So they brought the matter of Amnesty International once again, where they reported of Tiger Base. Most of these things you don't just talk it. You don't just thank you, Osita. Thank you, Osita Ike. God bless you for reminding me. Yeah, that was 2 years ago. It happened in Orumba. Orumba South. Sorry, I think I made a mistake. Not Orumba West, it's Orumba South. Orumba South local government area. Yes. So now they brought this very matter. Nigeria, Tiger Base of atrocities, human rights violations by Nigeria police anti-kidnapping unit in Owerri. So these things, most of them were read by the prosecutor. To the extent that prosecutor read and read and read and read. When you are this life no balance. So when you are on the wrong side, when you are fighting the light, when you are helping the darkness to fight light, and then they are giving you the atrocities of darkness. They are giving you the atrocities being committed by the darkness, and they are asking you to read them by yourself. And what you are reading, you cannot argue it. You cannot say it's fake news because this particular platform, Amnesty International, has absolutely nothing to do with Biafra. You understand? It's not a Biafra matter. So when now you are being asked to read, and unfortunately you are reading something that is against the darkness that you are trying to protect. Look at it here. The prosecutor was completely tired and dumbfounded. The prosecutor was dumbfounded when they were reading the Tiger Base atrocities. The prosecutor was dumbfounded. He couldn't. There is something that you don't know how to defend. There are some things you cannot be able to defend. always remember that word that I told us, that the prosecutor will run from this case. He's going to call Nigeria and ask Nigeria to bring their own witness, not their witness, their own witness that is going to defend them. Because the evidences that will be thrown in the court, I bet you that this particular prosecutor cannot be able to answer the questions. This is going to be the worst case he has handled in his career. Because atrocities that are being committed against the Biafran people by the Nigerian government is too much. It's too much. These are only newspaper publications. They never even go to, visual or pictorial evidences of what Nigeria is committing against the Biafrans. They never go there. They haven't gone there at all. This is still newspaper publication. And it's unreal. It's unreal. Now, PM's attorney also raised the issue of, I think we've talked about it already, the Ted Cruz matter. Yes, we've talked about it. We've discussed about it. So some other things that they discussed today, our PM didn't have much to say. Some of the things he was just chipping in some words, and most of the words that he said was earlier in the morning, especially during the time of IPOB, which we already said. The prosecutor when they raised the issue of IPOB, and then claiming that Mazi Simon and Joko, divided IPOB. You understand me? Whereas the DOS members have already said, the DOS members, according to their testimony against Mazi Simon Ekpa, they started by telling the court that Mazi Simon Ekpa and Joko is not a member of IPOB. Is not a member of IPOB. That is the beginning of their testimony against Mazi Simon Ekpa and Joko. Then Mazi Simon Ekpa and Joko asked the court, how can somebody who is not a member of organization be the one to destroy the organization or divide the organization? He is not a member of IPOB according to the testimonies of the DOS members that came to give witness against Mazi Simon Ekpa and Joko. Now, Mazi Simon Ekpa and Joko now ask the prosecutor, how can I be the one that divided IPOB when I am not a member of IPOB? A simple question that finished the whole job. Prosecutor is alleging that Mazi Simon Ekpa and Joko divided IPOB. And Mazi Simon Ekpa and Joko now ask him, how? You were here when the people you brought as witnesses said in the court that he himself, Mazi Simon Ekpa, is never a member of IPOB before. And so be it. Everybody accepted it. I am not a member of IPOB, no problem. You have said it, so I accept, no problem. We are not going to argue about it. We are not going to drag or fight about it. But since you have said that I am not a member of IPOB, then how comes the prosecutor now want to allege that I am the one that divided IPOB, an organization that I am not a member of? And he choke, he choke, he really choke, And then the matter died a natural death, The matter died a natural death. So now our PM also went further to expatiate what happens in this Biafra struggle. He started with He told them that Biafra struggle is a continuous race. It's a race that has continuity, and a race that we, the Biafran people, will run until we get to the final destination, which is freedom. There was Masob, which Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was part of. He told them that what happens is when any group that is leading the agitation fail to continue, then another group springs out, because it's a continuous race. So from Masob, IPOB came out. And it's not only IPOB, there's also BIM. There's also Biafra National Guard. There's also, there's another name he mentioned. What was that name? What was the name? He mentioned Biafra National Guard. He mentioned Biafra Zionist. Yes, Zionist. He also mentioned Zionist. And then autopilot. Autopilot came in place because they were trying to know how autopilot came in place. He told them, look, this is a continuous race. And remember, when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was abducted in Kenya and rendition to the zoo, so everybody everywhere became, everybody started doing whatever they think that they can do to make the movement continue, to make the movement, to make the agitation, continue and never die. So the agitation, the struggle now became, the agitation fell under autopilot. You understand me? So now I'm putting it because it fell under autopilot, because I'm putting it now because those who were supposed to do something, those that everybody was looking up to, the DOS back then, led by Chike Doziefa, they failed to do what they were supposed to do. This is the reality, and I am the one who is saying it. Me, personally, Biafra Unite. Because if they had done what they were supposed to do, autopilot wouldn't have come in the picture. They waited, they failed completely. China Sanworu was busy giving out order, lay down your arms and go home. You will be called back when duty resumes. They couldn't do nothing. They waited after 1 month and on the 29th, if I'm not mistaken, on the 29th of July, while Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped on the 19th of June and renditioned on the 27th. Then on the 29th of July, 1 month and few days later, they came out to announce it at home. You understand me? By that time, people are already tired of waiting. People were already tired of waiting. The internet was already becoming cold. The internet was becoming cold already. And as internet was becoming cold, people were also becoming cold at the same time. You understand me? Because when something is trending, especially in this modern age now, when something is trending, it doesn't just trend on the street alone. It begins from social media. You understand? Something doesn't just trend on the street. It begins with social media. So before before everything, social media was already getting cold. The trend was already elapsing, and we couldn't wait anymore. We couldn't wait anymore. Then after, when people are becoming cold, are already getting tired, all of a sudden, boom, Chinas Sanwo-Olu came on social media and announced every Monday sit at home if they fail to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu before the 8th of August, 9th of August. We said, okay, fine. Fine, no problem. At least that something will be done. At least. So why did we now begin to hear autopilot after the statement? Why did we now begin to hear autopilot? We began to hear autopilot because the shameless individuals went ahead to cancel that same seat at home that they ordered for. And Biafran said, no, we can no longer continue with this kind of attitude and mentality of these criminals. Everything now fully went into autopilot. People began to do what they think that is best for the movement. And they did not end there. What happened now, according to what our prime minister, told the court, that Biafrans became united. Biafrans became united. That is the reason why the sit at home became very, very, very strong and, of course, successful, because Biafrans became united. And remember, for the past 50 to 60 years, since after the Biafra genocide in 1970, Nigeria has always sowed the seed of discord within Biafrans. They always use Biafrans to attack Biafrans. They don't want to see Biafrans united. That is the reason why they divided Biafra, especially Igbo land. They divided Igbo land. They told our people, they divided Biafra in the first instance. They told our people in the riverine area that they are not Biafrans. They told them that they are not Biafrans and they are not brothers with the Igbo people. That they even sold a very dangerous narrative to them that the Igbo people want to take their land. The Igbo people want to take their oil. That is the reason why they are dragging them into Biafra. Whereas the Biafra itself was, the name Biafra was coined from the heart of Biafra, which is their own, where they live. And the person who named us that name is also a person from Riverine area. This particular word that I'm saying now has reminded me Prince Will Chimezie, may his gentle soul continue to rest in peace. I've never talked about it since his demise, because it shocked me. So, but for the father, I'm talking about this very riverine area. It reminds me, Prince Will, may his soul continue to rest in peace. We lost a hero. There. And when Mazi Samuel Banjoko comes out and Biafra restored, we'll remember our heroes. We are going to remember our heroes. So, the person that brought that very name, Biafra, was from the same riverine area. Somebody, Opigo, who brought the name. And Ojukwu second in command was also from riverine area. Yet, because the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria, is always frightened and afraid. Is always afraid to see Biafrans united. That is the reason why they always use one tactic or the other to divide Biafran people. But now, after the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and his rendition, Biafrans unanimously, without anybody forcing them, without anybody coming to point guns at them, they unanimously sit at home to demand Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's release. You cannot get a better unity than that. Frank Opigo, thank you. You know? So, Biafrans are sitting at home. So that very unity is frightening the Zoological Republic. They don't like it. That's why they have done everything humanly possible to continue to sow that very seed of discord, using people who are supposed to be our people to destroy us from within. So our PM also talked about Remember, this is the transcription of today's proceeding, right? Our PM also talked about what happened to our people in our mama, those 14 youths that were massacred in our mama by Ebubago, led by Ogu Mozambique. Ebubago is a Nigerian security outfit locally formed by Nigerian governors of Igbo extraction, Nigerian governors of Igbo Igbo descent. You understand? So our PM also reminded which the video is there. All these videos will be made public, or will start airing from next week. You understand? So those 14 youths that were massacred in our mama, they were also in the court today. And guess what? The prosecutor is still chilling. I'm very, very sure if he goes home this evening, he will start asking himself some important questions. You understand? He will start only the things he has read today. Only the things he has read already today. Oh my God. He's chilling. He's chilling because he doesn't know how to start fighting against this. Now, our PM also presented of course, inter-society report where over 1,000 homes in Southeast in Igbo land were invaded by the Nigeria terrorist security forces, and of course, thousands of defenseless Igbo youths, and of course, Igbos at large, not only the youths, were massacred in their numbers by Nigerian terrorist security officers. So that one we already said it in the afternoon. Then the prosecutor asked, when there's a time, there are a lot of things. So there are a lot of things, but this side now that I'm touchlighting, we have already talked about it in the morning / afternoon during our first program. So there is no need of going back to those information again because it's already in the public domain. It's already in the public domain. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to, of course, you all know already. You all know that the proceedings continues on Monday, which is going to be on 17th. Tomorrow is Friday. As it stands now, there is no court sitting tomorrow. On Saturday, of course, is weekend. There is no court section. There is no court session, and of course, on Sunday is also weekend. There is no session. Then on Monday, which is now 17th, everything continues. So those are our people, like as I told us yesterday, which was a breaking news. We didn't know in the first place. It was scheduled that our PM begins his defense on the 17th. Then we got the information yesterday evening after the court proceedings that the defense, the prosecutors have finished their shenanigans yesterday. So instead of waiting on the 17th, our PM will now begin his defense tomorrow, which is today, and that is exactly what what has happened.